Hello everyone, it's Levi here. I hope you all are doing very well. I'm coming at you with an important announcement. There is good news and bad news. The good news is the game and the update is in the best state it's ever been in. The game is really great, the update is great, it's fun. The bad news is the website and the update have been giving me issues all throughout the past week, and it's causing another week delay. And I'll explain that now. In this video, the screen recording here, I'm going to be completely transparent, quick and brief. I can show you better than I can explain it to you, the issues that we're having. First, I'm just going to refer to the announcement last week, or 2 weeks ago. I said that Oblivion Remastered version 3.0 is set to come out this week, or this weekend. And this update fixes nearly everything, meaning we're going for glitchless here, you know? We're trying to make this the final good functional version of the project. Okay, the next thing I talked about was, I had situations where, I'm facing hardships and having to take breaks in developing. The last thing I talked about was I got paid last week and I could finally bring the website back online because I've been, broke, and I might have to rework parts of it. So like I said, the website was giving me issues. I'm about to go over that real quick. Now, the website is back online. Everything is perfect. Like, it's all back the way it was. And if you notice, every time I click on something, I go to a new web page, unique URL, meaning a whole bunch of different web pages. They all have unique pictures and text. Now, when I got the website back, everything was broken. So when it went down, I thought it was either going to be deleted or it was going to be archived. And when I paid for it, it was going to be brought back online. I was halfway right. It was archived. All of the code that controls how the pages are set up, the HTML had reset. Meaning all the pictures and the text were shoved to the left and all just looking like you just typed it out and pressed enter a whole bunch. The centering, the indents and the hyperlinks, the placement, the fonts, everything was destroyed. This is a Shopify admin panel. I can use it to control the pages. You can edit the pages like a Word document, but my pages are so like uniform and set up in a certain way that I raw code it through HTML, as you see here, and everything has to be completely perfect for it to work right. And all of it was broken. So out of all these pages that I have tons of pages, multiple pages. I had to spend about a week just fixing them all. Now I have references, so it was pretty much just a whole bunch of data entry, but regardless, it was just a lot of work. And that's what I meant by basically the website was giving me issues and it's kind of contributing to a delay. The other thing was the update was messing me up, and it kind of stems from me having issues and taking breaks in the development process. There are a few areas where I had pretty much marked down that I had finished working on. And when I came back from a break, I saw that I had pretty much, we kind of log all of the stuff that we work on here in the dev zone. The development team does, and this is how we make the change logs for each update. So we work on something and we write it down, and I worked on some stuff, and as I was working on it, wrote it down. But when I came back, I saw that I wrote it down. I thought it was done. So there's 3 spots in the game, and I'll show you one real quick that is halfway fixed and had been halfway destroyed. Basically, we have multiple tools to work on the project, and some tools remove certain things in the game. One tool removes static stuff like fence posts and rocks and buildings and stuff, and other tools remove dynamic stuff like creatures and doors that you can interact with. So excuse the lighting. The project is only halfway installed for me right now. We're right outside the Imperial City Marketplace. And if most of you remember, there is a farm right over here. And as you see, the building is gone, but the creatures are still here, meaning I was working on it and I removed the static elements like I was talking about, and the dynamic ones, the doors and the creatures and NPCs, are still here. I almost released the update with this broken area right here in front of the biggest marketplace in the game. Like, if this is the grand 3.0 update where it fixes everything and you tell your friends about it and they come and play and this is what they see, that was a big issue. So I had to spend the whole weekend fixing this. But like I said, it's already been fixed. There's 3 places that were like that. I just wanted to show you that real quick. But that was just one of the issues that stemmed from, the breaks I had to take. The last thing that I want to talk about really quick is the fact that this update isn't perfect, and it also is at the same time, or we're going to make it perfect. Okay. We're going to introduce an experimental mod section and mod grading. Here's where the week delay comes in. I'm about to explain an issue that we still have. If we go inside the game files, there's something called the Oblivion Remastered.esp. That is our original mod that adds our original content, and it also is what we use as a master patch for patching other mods that we have. Basically, if we go to the Oblivion Remastered spreadsheet, we'll see different areas. We have resources. This makes mods run. Essential. These are essential mods for everybody. They all have to install them for the project. World, guilds, and quests, and armors, NPCs, mechanics, graphics, like all these are optional. But the essential section is for mods that are included in our original content. So we build our original content and borrow some things from other mods. Or it was mods that we just patched with our master mod, and now they're essential because when you patch another mod, you build this mod on top of that mod, meaning for this mod to work, that other mod has to be installed. Now, that makes that other mod essential. If that other mod isn't perfect, you just made something imperfect essential for everyone to install. And some people don't like imperfection, meaning this project couldn't be perfect for some people. Now, some people don't care about imperfection as much, and it would be considered perfect for them, but that's where this grading system is about to come in the experimental section, and everything I'm about to go over to explain what I'm talking about. There are a few quest related mods here. Most of these mods are essential because they're using original content, or like we're improving market areas. So we have few weapon shops. They don't have quests or anything. You just go in and buy weapons. But a few mods are story based. So the Lost Spires, Brotherhood Renewed, the Dark Tower, or something like that. Like, those mods were just patched with our master mod, but now they're inside the game. These mods don't have the best voice acting, so they're not considered perfect. Like, what we want to consider a perfect mod would be a mod that you feel like the developers could have added. Basically, if you're playing the game and all of a sudden you kind of have this jerk reaction, you're like, that feels like it was added by a mod or something. That just broke your immersion. That's usually because, like, if the voice acting sounds like they're in a back room on a Yeti mic, I mean, that would let you know that they're mod added content, and then essentially that would break your immersion. Some people care about that, some people don't. Some of these mods don't have voice acting. They just move their lips and subtitles. There's no sound. That totally breaks immersion for some people, and some people don't care. If the mod is great, adds great content, they don't care about no voice acting every here or there. Subtitles aren't a big deal to some people. And that's where we need to differentiate for everyone. First of all, we have to remove mods that don't need to be essential out of the essential area so people can choose to install them or not. The only thing that will ever be essential will be stuff that's considered perfect. Now, here's where the grading system comes in. Very simple. A through F, just like school. Now, A mods are perfect. Real quick, if it's a mod that adds, like, let's say a dagger, just one dagger in one spot, and it always does it, and it does it perfectly, that mod's considered perfect. That's an A graded mod. We're going to add a new column here on the spreadsheets for Oblivion and also Fallout, and any other project. We're going to have our mods graded. A B graded mod would be a mod that is considered imperfect. Now, an imperfect mod would be something that has like a very small texture glitch, or it has imperfect voice acting, amateur voice acting. If it's a simple mod, it's most of the time going to be perfect because it's going to be simple and it does its job very well. If it has quests and things like that, that opens up more room for, it not having perfect voice acting. Most mods that you see are B graded are probably going to be quest related. C grade mods are no voice acting, or, glitchy, or obviously not perfect. So pretty much if it's, like I said, no voice acting, it's C grade. If it's sort of glitchy, it'll be C grade. And D grade will be experimental. So they're so glitchy that they can't be in the official project. And we're going to put them in the new experimental section. Now, the experimental section is going to serve three purposes. It's going to be a place where glitchy mods get added. They're still so great that they have to be included with the project. Like, there's no reason we should shun certain mods, but we need to patch them, and they need to have a place to stay while we patch them. So that's going to be one reason for experimental. Another reason is mods that we want to playtest. So we always have experimental mods ready, and we're always looking at new mods, and we can add them to experimental mods so that way people can playtest them and review them for us. A third reason would be mods that aren't lore friendly. If mods are, like I said, not lore friendly, but they're still great, we still want people to appreciate the history of Oblivion modding without having to feel like they have to install something that would break their immersion. So we have non-lore friendly mods in our experimental section. But that also goes in, like I said, with the grading system. A grade mods for perfect, B for nearly perfect, C for imperfect, or, slightly glitchy, no voice acting, and D for needs work and is experimental. This solves multiple issues. This means that for a lot of people that want a perfect playthrough, that means they always want the best voice acting possible and stuff like that, they'd be able to go through and choose not to select things that they would feel would break their immersion. Some people don't care. Some people are okay with reading a few subtitles every now and then, so they themselves can go through and choose everything. And it'll be real easy to check through everything here in the spreadsheet, and that's why I said it'll take about a week. It'll take about a day to defragment the master patch into the mini patches for the stuff it's patching, so that way we can move them into optional areas along with the mini patch out of the master patch. And then it'll take about a day to go through and classify all the mods. And like I said, a lot of the simple ones that do their job very well are just gonna automatically be A's, and stuff that has subpar voice acting, B's. No voice acting, C's, slight glitches or whatever, and kind of almost broken, D's. We're going to build the experimental section, which is going to take another day, and then just say another 2 days on top of that just to be safe, which kind of brings us to the weekend anyways, because who wants to upload an update on the Wednesday? But with that being said, that's kind of like what I said at the beginning. I just wanted to show you my train of thought, be transparent, show you what I'm working with, what we're working on. If this is going to be a grand update that's going to be monumental, and if it's shooting for perfection, we need to understand what perfection means. And it's really a gradient for a lot of people. And we're going to be able to finally set that gradient in terms of a grading system. So other than that, that's what we're working on. That's what we've been dealing with. And I do appreciate your time very much. I'm sorry for this last delay, but I don't want to half-ass anything. And I'd rather put a week delay than deliver a shitty product. So with that being said, I'm Levi. I appreciate your time once more, and I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.